I know you have my information, or I just kind of introduced myself already, but I'm going to give you my card. I need to figure all this stuff on here too. There's my card, and that's all my contact information for after this, okay? Alright. So, like I said, when we're in here, everything is recorded, okay? Audibly.
Yep.
I'm going to speak to you about kind of tonight's incidents and what occurred.
Okay.
I kind of just want to give a backstory before I do talk to your son, and just so I know what occurred from someone that was not involved standpoint.
Okay.
And could you state your full name for me?
Shauna Owings.
Okay. And your date of birth?
6/27/72.
I wrote that down last time. 6/27. You said 72.
72. Yeah.
I said 22. It all looked to be right. All right. So you had already given us consent for the house, so we're out there doing photographs and stuff now. All right. So from what I was told, like I said, I haven't been out to the scene. I just kind of got called. I came in in regards to this incident. So can you kind of give me the backstory and where things started tonight?
So Corwin had come over, and I went out and got him, and we went into my bedroom, which we usually do, and
do you know about what time that was?
Actually, hold on.
And Corwin's your boyfriend, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he arrived at my place at 9:10.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so we went back to my room, and my son just like opened my door and started coming in, and I said, what are you doing? Why are you didn't knock or anything, right?
And your son's Liam?
Yes. And Corwin was on the other side of the room from where the door is, and he like came around the bed, and he's like, what are you doing, man? You can't just like barge in here. And my son didn't really say anything, but he was just kind of looking at Corwin, and so Corwin got closer, and he's like, what are you doing? You can't just barge in like this. And my son, I thought he punched him, and I said, oh my God, and then Liam left, and I said, did he just punch you? And he said, no, he stabbed me. And that's when I looked down, and I saw like all this food on the floor. And so we shut the door and locked it, and I called 911. Like it was within like the first 5-10 minutes of Corwin arriving. Like it was.
Okay. So you're saying it occurred like before 9:30. You got there at 9:10.
I believe it was, yeah.
Okay. So you said like 5-10 minutes after he arrived.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was not long after he arrived. Like he came in, we went back to the room, and then my son just walked in, and.
You said when he came in, so he comes in. Can you describe the layout of your room, or?
So like the door is here,
Okay.
and my bed is here. So he came in the door, and I was standing here on this side of the bed, and Corwin was on this side of the bed. He had just put his wallet and stuff like that on the nightstand, and I walked towards my son, and then Corwin came around the bed and was like, you can't just barge in here like that, dude, what are you doing? And then my son just stabbed him.
Okay. Was it and so he would have confronted you first, or would have came to you first, your son? Okay. And did Corwin like pass you, or did he, or did you like move away, or did
I think I might have stepped back as Corwin went forward, and then my son, I believe, stepped to Corwin and like took the jab.
Okay. And how long from the time that he entered the room to the time that he was stabbed?
A couple of minutes. Like it was pretty immediate.
Okay. It was like a couple minutes or a couple seconds, or?
I want to say like maybe a couple of minutes from the time he walked in the door.
That your son walked through the door?
Yeah, that my son walked through the door.
Okay. And was there a confrontation between the two? Was it arguing back and forth, or?
Nope.
Okay.
No, there wasn't anything.
And the entire time that Liam was in there, he didn't say a word?
No.
Not a single word to you?
It looked like he was trying to say something, but he didn't say anything. but he's been like this for the last couple of weeks, like he mumbles stuff, but I don't know what he's saying,
Okay.
kind of a thing.
Someone had mentioned that to me, that maybe you had said that to them about medication, like these
Yeah.
restoration medication.
Yeah.
What does he struggle, what does he have, or what does he struggle with?
Well, he just saw his doctor a couple of weeks ago,
Mhm.
and, the paper that came home said, schizoid personality disorder. And he referred him to a psychiatrist, but as far as I know, that wasn't, like, that appointment hasn't been made
Okay.
yet. I know he was set to see his doctor, at the end of the month for, like, the meds, to see how the meds were doing and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay. So how recently did he go on meds?
Oh, it was the end of July, so,
Okay.
yeah, the end of July.
So like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know what medication he's taking?
It is the generic Abilify, I believe.
And that is to treat, do you know?
Specifically, I believe that, I don't know if it's an antipsychotic. I was trying to read the paper, I mean, I'm assuming, it said that it treated something else too.
Yeah.
But I am with this schizoid,
Okay.
personality
Okay.
diagnosis.
Alright. Kinda going back to, your relationship with Corbin, has it been a long-term thing? Is this like?
It's been a little over a year.
Okay.
That we've been seeing each
Okay.
other.
And has there been problems in the past between Liam and Corbin?
I mean, not no. I'm trying to think, like, I don't think that there's been any, like, confrontation like that. They kinda stay away from each other. Corwin said that he thought that Liam was gonna do something to him at some point, just because of I guess his issues,
Okay.
things like that, so he
Okay.
kinda.
Did he ever mention anything happening, like anything?
No,
He would think that, 'cause that's kind of a strong, I mean, I guess that's
yeah,
kind of a strong
well,
accusation.
because of
Or just
the way Liam is, there was one point, sorry,
No, sir.
there was one point, that Corwin was over and, Liam came out and started recording us. We were eating dinner and he had come in from his dad's, and, what started it had nothing to do with Corwin at all, but, his dad had brought a bed over for him, and I said, make sure your dad takes the old bed out, cause I don't have anywhere to put it.
Mhm.
So he drug it out and left it in the middle of my living room, so I took it back into his bedroom, and then when he got home, he came out and I didn't realize he was recording us at first, but he came out and he said, could you guys stop messing with me? And I said, I don't know what you're talking about, and he said, you put the bed back in my room. I said, well, he didn't, I did. And I said, I asked you to make sure your dad took that along with you.
Yeah.
You didn't. He was coming over, I'm not having it in the middle of my living room. And then Corwin was like, he's recording us, you do realize that, right? Because my son was kind of going, on and on about, how he has the right to record us
Mhm.
because we were in public, and it's his house, and he's a homeowner too, and just kind of rambling, and it didn't really go anywhere, didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And I said, why are you recording us? And he said, cause if I need proof. I said, proof of what? And, he said, to show that you guys mess with me. And I was like, I don't know what you mean, nobody's messing with you, we're sitting here having a
Mhm.
conversation and
Okay.
eating. So that was really the only thing that I recall other
Okay.
than this evening, cause
Okay.
Corwin pretty
And-
much stayed away from him.
Any verbal confrontation between the two of them, any like spats? I could understand, and I'm not saying it's right, but
Mhm.
I could understand Liam being upset mom's
Mhm.
dating somebody else, or,
Mhm.
hanging
Yeah.
out with somebody else, so. No verbal arguments between the two of them,
No,
nothing
no.
ever got physical between the two of them prior to
Nope,
this?
not prior to that, nope.
Okay.
And they didn't really talk. There was only one time when Liam actually talked to Corwin about anything. And usually it was when Corwin came over, Liam would just go back in his room.
Okay.
Or he would stay out in the living room or whatever, but like, that's kind of why we always just hung out in my room, because.
Yeah. Okay. And that was, you said they had one conversation, that was like a civil conversation.
That was,
I
yep,
remember.
it was, yeah.
Oh, okay. Has Liam's, and you said he hasn't struggled with this kind of stuff in the past, like
He,
the schizophrenic issues or?
not that, well, I don't know, because he has said things that were kind of like, hallucinations, cause he has said before that he's been out, on the porch and he's heard like the neighbors out there with guns. And I don't think I've ever seen any of my neighbors out there with guns. But he was like, I swear I hear them cocking the gun, and things like that.
And is that kind of stuff also happened recently? Was that, like, how far back does that go?
That has been, I mean, it's been a while. It's been, I wanna say maybe, probably, yeah, it's probably been close to a year. I wanna say maybe last summer it started getting a little bit more.
Okay.
And that's when he got put on the first medication. And then he went off of that. He seemed like he was doing better. And he wasn't talking like that, saying that kind of stuff, like the kind of paranoid stuff. But he went off of that medication, and he was off it from, I wanna say like December till like just now July. Maybe it might have been January, I'm not sure, but.
He was good during that
Yeah.
period, or you felt he was?
He felt he was good,
Okay.
not on the medication. I kept asking him to call his doctor and talk to him about getting back on the medication.
Okay. And how was he during the period a year ago to December when he stopped using it?
When he stopped using it?
Or no, I'm saying when he
was
was
on
using it?
He seemed like he was, it seemed like it was helping.
Okay.
Because he wasn't talking about the you know, hearing people outside and stuff like that, and the neighbors and things like that. He was working, and he was always late, but he would make it to work. And then that stopped, he would like just not go, or he would be like ridiculously late, or, you know, things like that. And then it got like, he was working part-time, and then it was reduced, he like works 8 hours a week now.
Where does he work?
Wise Market in Gettysburg.
Do you know what doctor he sees, or?
Dr. Yarrington up in Aspers.
Dr. Yarrington? Alright, tonight, did you see him have any kind of weapon? You said you saw it, you thought he punched him.
I thought he
Did you see any
punched.
kind of weapon?
I didn't see a weapon. It looked like he had something wound around his hand, and I kinda looked at it, but it didn't look like it was a knife. It didn't look like he was holding something, but I didn't see
When
it.
you said wound, was it like?
It looked like it was something wrapped around his hand.
Like clothing, or?
Yeah, it might have been clothing. It looked almost like a bag, like a cloth bag or something like
Okay.
that.
Alright, but you didn't observe any weapon?
No.
When did you see the box cutter? Did you say box cutter?
I
don't know if that was my troopers that told me that, or if that was you that told me that.
I did not see it until, they took Corwin, and the officer that was there said, there's something back here, do you think this was the weapon? And it was his box cutter from work, and I said that could be.
Okay. Is there color, like a certain color, yellow, blue?
It was blue, it's got a blue handle.
Alright, I just wanted to know, describe it a little bit. Okay. And that was in the relative area of where he was?
That was back in his bedroom.
Oh, so he.
Yeah, cause like when we were calling 911, he was trying to stuff like bandages through my door.
Oh, Corwin, or,
No,
I'm sorry,
Liam was,
okay.
I guess,
Is that
cause he knew.
He had caused something?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Not saying he was trying to be helpful, but it was just kind of a weird, like he knew
Stuffing
that he
bandages
did
in there.
something, you know what I mean?
Okay. Did he say anything then after between the time that you called the police and
Nope.
they arrived, or
No,
the EMS
because
arrived?
he was out in the bedroom, and we were or he was out in his room, I guess. He was out in the living room or whatever. We were in my bedroom. We just locked the door. We did not open it until we saw the troopers, and they said, they knocked on the door and said it was them, and that they had Liam outside,
Okay.
or back in his room. I'm not sure where he was, but no, I did not speak to him.
Okay. And you didn't speak to him after they had him in custody or anything? Okay. Alright. So that would have occurred like kind of at the foot of the bed, is what I'm understanding? Like where?
It was it would have been more towards the head of the bed.
Okay.
Yeah. On.
Like as you enter the door, was it
Yes.
left side of the bed? Or right to the right side of the bed?
Well,
I haven't seen it, I haven't been there, I'm just trying to understand, that's all.
So, let's say this is my bed.
Yep.
Here's the wall and here's the door. It happened like right in front of the door.
Right in front of the door?
Yeah, right,
Okay.
yeah.
And Corwin started on the side of the bed.
Yes, he started and came around
and you
to
would have
the
been
door.
standing right here.
Yeah, I was
Or-
kinda like here, and
Right where he came in the
Liam
door.
was here at the door, and then Corwin kinda came around, and I took a step back, and Liam kinda entered in, and then, yeah.
Okay. What about Corwin's demeanor with Liam, like when he was confronting him about coming in the room and barging in the room? Was it?
It wasn't nice, but it wasn't like it was stern.
Stern,
But it
okay.
wasn't like.
But he wasn't like shoving him?
No, he didn't touch
punching
him. He did not touch him
Okay.
at all. He did not
wasn't
touch
like
him.
directly in his face or
No,
anything?
nope.
Didn't like grab him, like
Nope.
getting right in his face? or
No,
anything?
he didn't touch him.
You don't
He
think it
didn't
would have
put hands on him.
provoked, I'm more or less asking, do you think it was like a provoked, like he felt like he would be, like he would need to be defensive
Liam?
about?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, possibly, but I don't know, just because I feel like he definitely came in the room the way
Yeah.
he did on purpose. Like,
Okay.
I feel, I'm not saying that.
That was
like,
more aggressive than what.
Exactly,
what
exactly. And the way he was acting, it was kind of like,
And he doesn't.
what are you doing?
Let me ask, he doesn't commonly carry this box cutter around the house?
No,
Okay,
no.
so it's something he keeps in his
No,
pocket? Okay.
no, at work.
I've never seen it on him.
Not usually,
No.
but, we had gone to Hershey Park, Corwin wasn't involved, but he brought his box cutter to Hershey Park with him.
Okay.
And I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
I was like, you can't take that into the park,
Okay.
but he never
Yeah.
expressed like why
Okay.
he felt the need, but yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that's the
And he
only
doesn't
time
have
that I
firearms
know.
or anything within the
No,
house or? any
he
other-
does not, but
Okay.
it's locked and
Okay.
not, yeah.
Perfect. Alright, can I get a good phone number for you?
Yeah, 717
Okay.
446 3847.
And you know Corwin's off the top of your head? Or you have it?
Yeah, it's.
I'll take all of them actually, yeah.
Okay. Is 717
Okay.
253
Mhm.
0102. And then Liam's is 717 446.
446.
Yeah, it's 446 1609, sorry.
1609. And do you know Corwin's address where he's?
It is, I think it's 101 Atlantic, York Springs, PA. I'm not sure if it's Drive or
Okay.
Avenue, but York Springs.
Let's see if that one, I'm not sure, 100%. Yeah, I've heard of
And
it.
I'm not sure which apartment number his is. I'm
Okay.
not exactly sure. Maybe it's 2, I'm not positive.
Okay. And do you know Corwin's date of birth?
Yeah, it is 12/29/89.
Alright, so, the only other thing I had to follow up with was when Liam, so this happened, you like punched him, did he turn around and immediately walk out then,
Mhm.
at that point? Okay.
Yeah.
And what was Corwin's demeanor, what happened with him,
He was just like, I said, did he punch you? And he said, no, he stabbed me, call 911. And slammed the door, locked the door, and he was like trying to stay upright, but because we didn't know if he was gonna come back in, we didn't know what was going on, but he
Okay.
was, he was in pain, but he was like.
kind of like shocked?
Shocked, he was like, yeah.
Okay. Alright, I don't think I have anything else for you. I do wanna tell you that we, I called over to York, someone's gonna go talk to, Corwin, hopefully, if he has to go to surgery or whatever, I'm, like I said, I'm not sure the whole situation, but
Right.
from the sounds of it with food being like,
Yeah, dumped.
just dumped down on the floor,
Yeah.
I think that he's probably gonna be in surgery for a little bit. I'm gonna try to have a trooper to go talk to them, but he was, from what it sounds like, he was transported to the 911 center and then flown from there.
Okay.
That's probably a good sign, cause they weren't in a rush to
Yeah.
fly over there and get him. I mean,
Yeah.
no, it is pretty close, so, but it sounds like he was coherent talking to you, and
Yeah, he was.
not saying things can't change, but,
No.
as far as Liam's concerned, okay, he is an adult, you know, the charges at this point, I'm not sure, I will talk to the DA's office, but, I mean, we could be up into the point of an attempted homicide, okay? So, he is gonna be charged tonight, based on what you're telling me, based on, you know, obviously looking at this, looking at this from the outside in, I think it's pretty obvious what happened here, I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Corwin's gonna say the same thing along the same lines that you did. Minus a couple of details maybe, but, and we'll see, you know, obviously the cooperation from your son goes a long way, if he wants to come in and tell me what happened, and, you know, maybe he has a reason why this happened, or what triggered him.
Right.
You know,
Wow.
it could be the medication type, the stuff, and that's something
Yeah.
that obviously could affect him in this situation, so.
Right.
But I will, you're free to leave here, okay? If I have any follow-up or anything for you tonight, the troopers are probably still at your house, so I don't know if you have somewhere else you can go tonight, or if you wanna just go back to the house and wait. Just make sure that you're not, you know,
Yeah.
walk in and they
Yeah.
surprise them or anything.
Right,
'Cause
right.
obviously they're in there doing some stuff, so, but like I said, it's not anything, they're not wrecking your house or anything, they're just
Right.
looking for a few items, taking photographs, that's it.
Yeah.
Alright, do you have any questions for any of me right now?
Well, I, sorry, I'm like, ugh.
No, you're fine, I understand, take your time.
I don't want him coming back to my house, like,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want him to, he can't come back to my house.
Well, and here's the thing, I mean, he's going to jail tonight.
Mhm.
I don't know as far as bail, but if he is charged with attempted homicide, there's gonna be a high bail, okay? I'm assuming that he probably not owning his own house, not working very often, he probably can't afford a bail himself. Unless you or someone, another family member has a ton of money that's lying around, and can front that money, he's likely gonna be sitting in jail. The nearest, today's Wednesday, so the next hearing date would be next Wednesday.
Okay.
So we're talking the 20th, when he would be seen by a judge, or I'm sorry, not seen by the
Right,
judge,
right.
he'll see the judge, tomorrow morning. But the next time that he would be in court would be, and the bail could be changed from what it would be set tomorrow morning, would be next Wednesday.
Okay.
And that's his next likely appearance, so. Again, I don't, a
Right.
lot of things could change from there, the judge could lower the bail, you know, based on a number of reasons, they could
Right.
raise the bail, so
Right.
it all depends on what judges say, okay?
Okay.
With a charge like that though, I doubt he's gonna, you know, until this would
No.
be seen through, okay?
Okay.
And if it's a concern, you know, I'm sure there's something that, yeah, the victim doesn't live there, but he stays there
Yeah.
frequently, it sounds like, or, you
Yeah,
know,
he
he's at
does.
least there. So that's something that can be talked about, I think, you know, victim witness will be in contact with him when, upon a release, and it would be noted, Corbin's, you know, as a victim, he has to be notified when he would be
Right.
released, so
Okay.
he will be notified,
Okay.
you know, I understand that you have concerns too. Best thing for your safety would be to get a PFA as well, so if you're scared that Liam gets released and comes back and, okay, Corbin doesn't live there, he doesn't, you know, I can also put that in maybe a bail condition with the Commonwealth's attorneys, and tell them, hey, that he is not, you know, he shouldn't be back at the property either.
Yeah.
Now he resides there, so that's tough to do,
Yeah.
but a PFA would protect you from that, so that's why I suggest that to you.
Okay.
And that's something you can go tomorrow morning and take care of that, okay?
Okay.
So, I know you're not a victim of it, but he's obviously shown violence towards,
Right.
Another
Other person.
household, another person inside that household.
Right.
And you have fear because of his,
Absolutely.
what's going on with his medication situation,
Yeah.
so, okay?
Yeah.
So, if you have any other questions, I'll be here tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I work 6 to 2 normally, so,
Okay.
but I'm gonna get this all straight away tonight, talk to him, once he's done, he'll probably be transported to the jail, across the street, and then I'll do the charges. Once they're through and everything, we'll, you know, like I said, tomorrow morning is when he'll see the judge to be arraigned on him. And then there'll be a preliminary hearing set for next Wednesday. If he gets counsel, whatever, that can all be provided to him and stuff, so that's, you know, alright.
Yep.
And I understand your concerns, so like I said, if you wanna cover yourself in that sense, I would look into the PFA. I don't know, not being the victim of a crime in this situation, but obviously he's, like I said, he's shown some violent tendencies within the house. Doesn't sound like anything towards you, but
Right, still, yeah.
so there's a fear for it, so. Alright,
Okay.
any other questions or anything right now?
No.
Okay. I appreciate your time, okay? You can walk out front here, and like I said, if you wanna leave, you can.
They brought me over.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
And then, I'll have you sit in the lobby, and I'll get someone arranged to bring you back today.